YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Are we live? Early morning quick live thoughts from the hottest voice in crypto. Are we live? We appear to be live. What the deal, everybody? You are now tuned into your host, the hottest voice in cryptocurrency, Mr. Too Rich, your Southern urban voice. And this is my quick live thoughts from the road as I am out and about doing what it do and doing what it do and getting this paper, doing what folks do. We gotta work and make it happen, right? But anyway, there's a lot happening. A lot happening in the world, and you see the title. Today's title, and I normally don't do this and just go at people specifically. But I want to use this as an example of if you're talking about crypto, and if you're trying to learn about crypto, it's very important right now as a inexperienced person in this market, especially from the older crowd, and as I speak to the older generation and the young generation too. But when we start to talk about us older people, us people in the 40s, or us people that's closer to 50 than they may want to admit. It's very important that we put in proper perspective who to listen to, who not to listen to, right? And granted, I get it. There's a lot of people that's in uh, the B1 community that's going to detest what I'm about to say. Well, I encourage you to share the video around to all the folks in the B1 community. Uh, Go to the channel and and subscribe so that you can see some more things that's going to gaslight you and that you may not like. Because at the end of the day, um, if you don't have, if your wealth isn't right, then everything else is harder. So, and a lot of the issues that I have noticed in my own life and in my own journey of just doing things and trying to get to the next levels of success, one of the things that I have run into is, quite frankly, uh, listening to the wrong people, acting on information from sources that were wrong and incorrect for whatever reason. I mean, we've all done it. We've all made the mistake of thinking someone is more than what they are, and or putting them into a different category that they shouldn't be in. Now, what does that have to do with Dr. Boyce Watkins not being a crypto expert? Number one, it's true. Um, he has a finance PhD in traditional finance. Facts. He is a very good YouTube marketer. Facts. If you want to really if you get out of if you step back from the content and you start to look at his delivery and you look at not just how he delivers his information, but how his information is structured in his delivery. And if you have studied any type of sales or done any type of sales, when you look at and listen to, when you look at his videos and you see how he puts his videos out, how often he puts his videos out, how often he'll put out the same video. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of, he's working the algorithm for the sake of build his channel the way he's built it to, because the YouTube channel is a marketing avenue for his courses and his seminars and all of this other stuff, right? I mean, it is what it is. YouTube is a marketing tool. I am doing this video as a marketing tool for my voiceover services, and for the simple fact of I fuck with this crypto shit for real. I mean, I've been publicly talking about it this year, but I've been fucking with this shit, um, shoot, since 2018 when I jumped in. And I jumped in, which I talked about in other videos. I jumped in from the mining standpoint, because I like to build shit. I like to build computers and fuck with that. But I quickly learned that that wasn't the most profitable way to be in the market. So dollar cost average, but which is why I talk about that. But we are at a point right now, you know, we at a point in life, where we're at a point in society where it's some real good shit going on, and it's some good shit going on and some bullshit going on. Now, if you're not a three-dimensional thinker and you're playing checkers and not chess, then this video and everything that I'm saying is going to go over your head. If you're not a three-dimensional thinker and you think this video is just about bashing another YouTuber so that I can get likes and views, you've already missed the whole point of this video, and you might as well just go somewhere else now. What this the point and the purpose of this video is to reiterate some things that I've said before, in other videos. You have to be mindful of who you listen to. If you listen to the wrong people right now in this particular cycle, we are in the beginning of we're in the bull market, we're in the bull run cycle. It, you know, we are at the beginning of when the parabolic moves are going to be like insane, which is great. Which is why I've been saying dollar cost average into solid projects. Because if you dollar cost average into solid projects, Polkadot, Ethereum, and Chainlink, and VeChain, and Cardano, and Bitcoin, and I've been making money on TrustSwap. And and a few others that I got, floating around in the thing. Um, if you listen to the wrong people, you will find yourself losing money. It is what it is. I mean, and once again, I could really care less what you think about the video, or I could care less if you tag him and show it to him. I encourage you to tag and show it to him, because it's a fact. He's not the guy that you should be listening to. Now, of course, you might say, "Well, yeah, Richard, that's because you want everybody to come and listen to you." Actually, nah, don't listen to me, and don't listen to me when it comes to crypto. I mean, because I'm doing a bunch of boring shit when it comes to crypto. The things that I do are about capital preservation and appreciation. The things that I do are about finding opportunities, seeing opportunities that no one else is seeing, and capitalizing on it. I am the guy who loves to see red days in the market, because when there's a red day in the market, that means that project that I believe in is now on sale, and I can accumulate more at a discount, so that when people start to come up and say, "Oh my God, did you see this go to an all-time high and that go to an all-time high?" I can sit there and be like, "Ooh, I doubled. My money went up an X or two." You know, that's what I'm on. So when I say these things about, about he's not a crypto expert, he's not. And you shouldn't listen to these people who are not experts, and you should really, really at all times be doing your own research. Do your own due diligence. Don't listen to a talking head on the internet. If you if you get your investment advice, if you invest based on any talking head on the internet without doing your own research, you're uh, the probability of you losing money is very high, and or at the very least you're missing out on a big chunk of the gains that you could be getting by doing your own research, by formulating your own investment strategies, by having people to tell you things like this. Don't listen to a marketer for investment advice in a sector that they are not versed in. Now, who should you be listening to? And once again, I told you, don't listen to me. I mean, I'm on some boring thing. I'm on a whole bunch of boring shit, that most people will not. A lot of people ain't gonna feel what I'm doing. It's not very sexy and exciting. What I do with crypto. Picking blue chip projects and all of this other type of stuff. I dabble into some of the low cap stuff, the shit coins as they may be called. But I'm not into the shit coins. I'm looking for projects that are undervalued and people haven't discovered yet. But some people into the shit coins, and the shit coins pump too. I mean, Dogecoin is up over 100 some percent, and that's a mean coin. But I digress. Who you should be listening to? Let's start at the top. Bitcoin Zay. Guy's name is Isaiah Jackson. Black guy. Wrote the book Bitcoin and Black America. Had a chance to interview him on my channel. You should check it out. It was a great conversation. But this guy has been in the space since 2013, talking about, speaking to him. He obviously knows what he's talking about. And when you look at the size of his channel and the information that he puts out, he's not shilling a whole bunch of bullshit. He's not drawing lines on charts and telling you to go and trade on leverage and all this and that. Which, if anybody's telling you to get out here and be a trader and trade on leverage, uh, keep in mind, I've always said 9 out of 10 traders lose money. Shoot, if you go into eToro's, well, if you decide to actually read it, which a lot of people don't, which is a whole nother issue. But if you actually read the disclaimer in eToro's app, they actually put it out there that about 76% of customers that trade on leverage lose money. So if you got somebody pulled out, you will get wrecked and you will lose. Your probability of losing capital is going to be very high. And these people who you are listening to are simply going to go right back to talking about the next trending topic. There's so many people that's going to be out here right now. Looks like we're buffering. There's so many people out there right now that are going to be on the bandwagon talking about crypto and talking about giving their advice. A lot of people are going to be out here talking about the various, this coin to 1 million, that coin to 10 million, this coin is 1,000x, that coin is 1,000x, and this is going to be this and this is going to be that. All type of crazy price predictions and all that's going to be going around, right? And I dare to say to you, be careful who you listen to, and listen to people who are actually doing this shit in real life. Listen to people who are actually, in this market giving you real world advice that you can actually apply, and things that, and not just telling you a bunch of bullshit. And it is what it is. So, as I wrap this video up right here, I want you to keep a couple things in mind. Number one, do your own research, do your own due diligence. Number two, a person that is an expert in traditional finance does not mean that they are an expert in crypto. The proof is in the pudding. Uh, Third thing that I'll close on for real. If you listen to one of his videos talking about crypto, he was talking about Coinbase. Now, anyone who's been in crypto for any amount of time, that actually knows anything at all, understands that that Coinbase is not the exchange that you should be, not the preferred exchange that you should use. Number one, they have the highest fees per trade for when you're investing, not per trade, but whenever you buy crypto, their fees are at the top of the pile. They at the highest fees. Number two, whenever the price of Bitcoin hits an all-time high, they seem to conveniently have issues, and then their network goes down and they crash, and you aren't able to get money out. Now, when the market is at an all-time high, that's typically when some people, us normal common folks who've been investing and been dollar cost on the red days and buying dips, when we see our project jump and we get some X's, meaning it goes up multiplies a couple times at those highs, some of us want to take profits, those regular folks. Some of us might want to take some profits. If Coinbase is your only exchange, and which you should have multiple exchanges, but that's a whole nother conversation. But if Coinbase is your only exchange and you're listening to somebody like Boyce Watkins who says, just get on Coinbase, okay, you get on Coinbase. Uh, he doesn't talk about cold storage, which you should never leave your coins on any exchange, but but we'll leave all that. Don't worry about that. You should take your coins off of an exchange and actually put them in a cold storage wallet, to protect your funds. But not your keys, not your crypto, but forget all that. Dr. Boyce says the deal with Coinbase, leave them on the exchange. Yeah, let's just go with them two. Coinbase, when you're at a high, when the market is at an all-time high, they tend to crash. Okay, that's not good. Because if you want to cash out at the high, then you can't do it because Coinbase will freeze or not or go down or whatever they do. Now, then, yeah. So, and then when we want to sit there and talk about yeah, just them parts alone. That just, I mean, without even digging off into the other stuff. Just that part alone, when you want to sell, if Coinbase is your only option at the high, you're not going to be able to catch it, because they may crash, quote unquote. And then, I was about to go through and talk about the KYC situation with that, but all everybody KYCs. And if you're not out here trying to do nothing crazy or ignorant, then that doesn't matter. The KYC factor, is for most of us regular people is irrelevant because we're not doing nothing crazy. If people are trying to be criminals and do stuff criminal with crypto, that go over there with that. Because you can make money by just buying, DCing the projects, hold on, and it happens. But Dr. Boyce, Yeah, if you're listening to him, you will be keeping your funds on an exchange, putting your funds at risk to be for a hacker to come through and hack the exchange and take your funds. That's one thing. If you leave them on an exchange. If you're dealing with solely Coinbase, they crash when the market goes up to all-time highs. Consistently follow me on Twitter, Too Rich to Miss on Twitter, and you can see where they recently um, and their systems were unavailable at the most recent all-time high of crypto. And and the other thing, don't listen to people who to go into the market right now at this day and age. Is do your own research, do your due diligence. If you hear me say DYOR polka dot like I did before it started to do what it's doing right now, then that means full disclosure. If I tell you the DYOR project, like, but with all that being said, there's great people out here that you can listen to that are giving out real information just because, you know, in traditional finance or otherwise. Know what people's agendas and their stuff, toorichtomiss.com, or they're plugging their site, they're Too Rich to Miss, or on Instagram, Too Rich to Miss, which you really should. They're talking about Lizzo. The next day, they're talking about what's going on because that's what's trending, and they'll relate that back to buying one. Don't expect a marketer